You alright? Uh, Soul Child here wanted to do a quick video about the Survivor Redemption Island season as a whole. Um, my first reality television themed video. I watched them all. I have opinions on all of them. I tried to do this a while ago, but we'll try again. A good season overall. Not fantastic, not bad. I would think it would fall right in the middle. It was really good for a while. I think the ending kind of killed it a little bit. I'm not a huge Boston Rob detractor, but I'm not a huge fan of his either. I think he's a decent player, but I think, anybody who gets 4 shots would win eventually. The biggest thing that hurt it, I think, was the end. That it was all leading up for at least like the past maybe 5 weeks to Philip saying, okay, I can beat Boston Rob at the end. I will come clean, that it's all an act, and that I can win votes that way. And it didn't turn out that way. As soon as I saw him in his robe and his headdress, I knew it was all over. And that, it was uneventful. We knew exactly what was going to happen as soon as they walked into the final tribal council. And that's a big letdown, because it's one of the biggest parts of the season. I love Philip. Philip obviously made the season. He's no Coach in the fact that Coach, actually lives that way. He actually believes the things he does, and that's why he's my favorite Survivor ever. Philip is an actor, you know what I mean? And he did what was best for television. And he played the game to get himself to the end, but I believe that he just wanted to make for good TV. And that's fine, because he did. And quite honestly, if he was not in this season, it would be a total and utter disaster, and everybody would have tuned out long ago. He made people tune back in, and for that, I am thankful. Natalie, God bless her. I thought early on, I thought from before the first episode even aired, just looking at them, I predicted Natalie win. And I thought for a while what was going to happen was I thought she was going to pull it off. I thought the whole storyline was going to be Rob taking her to the end, just like he took Amber to the end, and once again him falling short to the female. I thought that was the way it was going to go. But Boston Rob got his victory finally, and I can't take much away from, as I've said in the past, even if I dislike you, I respect you if you really want to win. Like people who are desperate to win and it's everything to them, and it was clearly everything to him. He wanted to say he won Survivor, and he did win Survivor, so I was glad for that. As far as other standouts go, obviously, Matt was ridiculous. Not even so much the wins, but just the constant Jesus talk and the constant God guiding him along. I'm a Catholic. I love God plenty, but it was mocking him pretty much. I mean, the editing was totally mocking him, and that was fun for a while, and then he kind of disappeared. I mean, he was another one which you thought, he was going to come back and he was going to overthrow Rob, but then he just kind of disappeared in the editing the last few episodes, and we knew it was all over. Andrea was great. I have a feeling Andrea will be back someday. I wouldn't be surprised if next season was Andrea versus Matt, though my honest opinion, I mean, it's ridiculous that they're doing the exact same season again, but my honest opinion is that it's going to be Jenna and Ethan from way back when. That's just a hunch that I have. But well, Andrea was great. She was, of all the girls, she was the one you could easily root for, and I would have liked to see her do better than she did, but she tried her best, and she definitely put up a good fight compared to the rest of them. Russell Hans, I hate Russell. I think most of you should hate Russell. If you don't hate Russell, you need to really reevaluate your love of Survivor. I think people who don't hate Russell haven't watched from the beginning, because he has kind of destroyed the show. Nonetheless, I felt bad for him, because much like Rob, he's one of those people who wants desperately to win. And unlike Rob, I really feel that this is all that Russell has. Like, this defines him as a human being. And to see him, like, he was still so, you could just see it at the reunion. It's been so long since he got voted out. He was just so crushed. Especially to see Rob there winning, it was just like he was a zombie. So that's sad to see. I did like Russell a lot more this season, only because I adored Stephanie. Stephanie was my number one for the entire season. That girl was a little fighter, and I want to see her back on television, because she was good TV, and she could have provided for a lot more. Who else? David Murphy is playing a good game to get back again. Just for, I mean, he was a good narrator. He was a solid narrator. I would have liked him to last longer, but just his steps after he was voted out, first praising Rob and getting, I don't know if he got him the win, but telling everybody they need to vote for him, and then proposing on live TV to Carolina. I wouldn't be surprised if both of those moves were just to get in Jeff and Burnett's good graces, so they'll have him back, because he's one of those Uber fans, so he wants to come back. Aside from that, there's really not much more to say. Where would I rank the season? Probably, in maybe, it's hard to say. China's my favorite. Borneo, China, Australia is my top 3. I would put Redemption Island maybe like 8th or 9th best. Maybe not even that high. Maybe like 12th or 13th. But it was good. And as far as Boston Rob as a winner, I will say this. For all that's being discussed, I do feel that Boston Rob played one of the best games of all time. The fact that he could control those people that easily, and they just did what he said the entire way through. I mean, the buddy strategy, really? You have to take your buddy everywhere, and they just went for that. That is a sign of a good player. Now, whether that was because they were starstruck or not, it was still a good game. So, kudos to Boston Rob, and, kudos to Survivor, which is still the best show on TV. Not that I'm pleased with what they're doing next season, but hopefully it's a good cast, and I'll be tuned in. So for now, that's all. I'm Soul Child. Namaste.